Welcome back with the next topic, that is percentage comparison. Okay, so after once we know that the relation between percentage and fraction, then there are things where we need to compare two things. Okay, so how we can do that? Now there will be some percentage more, some percentage less, okay, or percentage off. So how are those? We'll see. First is A is what percent of B. A is what percent less than B. Then we have A is or B is what percent more than A. Okay, these are the three things where comparison takes place. That is, A is what percent of B, A is what percent less than B, and B is what percent more than A. So how to do this? When A is what percent of B is asked, this is nothing but A by B into 100 into 100. Okay, when it is asked A is what percent of B, then we can directly say A by B into 100. Now, for example, if it is 32 is what percent of 80? If it is asked like this, then what we can do? 32 by 80 into 100. Okay, so this is 24 za, 25 za, 5 1 za, 5 8 za, 8 5 za, 40. Okay, 32 is 40% of 80. 32 is 40% of 80. Now, next question is A is what percent less than B? Now, if the same example, if I take 32 is what percent less than 80? Now, if I see directly, I can say 32 is how much percent less than 60? It will be 60% less. How? We know 32 is 40% of 80. Means 32 will be how much percent less? It will be less than 80 by 60%. Now, for example, if I am eating 5 chocolates and the other person is eating 3 chocolates, okay, then how much I am eating more? 2 more than them. Similarly, if 32 is 40% of 80, then how much it is less than 80? If 80 is 100, okay, it will be less than 80 by 60%. How is that we can prove here? Okay, now see here, when we are comparing two things, 32 is how much percent less than 80? First, find the difference. Okay, difference between 32 and 80 is how much? 48. Okay, first find the difference. Find the difference divided by. You are comparing the 32 with what? With something which is more. When you feel when one thing is less, when you comparing it with more, you feel less, isn't it? So the less thing is compared with more, isn't it? So the more will come in the denominator. Okay, difference by more into 100. Now, difference is how much? 32 and 40, 80, 48. Okay, then more is how much? 80. So 48 by 80 into 100. So 24 za, 25 za, 4 1 za, 4, 20, 1 za, 12. Okay, so 12 5 is 60. Isn't it? 60% we got. So 32 is 60% less than 80. Orally also we could tell, no? When we know that 30 is 40% of 80, means how much it will be less? It will be 60% less than 80. So that we can prove it like this also. Okay. Now, B is what percent more than A. Now we know that B is more and A is less. So how much percent it is more than A? Okay. Now don't tell that it is 60% more than A. Okay. Because it will not come like that. Now again take the difference B and A difference. Okay. Now divided by. Now when you will say when something is more, when you compare it with less, we say that it is more, isn't it? So the less will come in denominator. Comparing with less, we find now if I compare that person is eating 3 and I am eating 5. When will I know that I am eating 5? When I am comparing with the lesser thing, isn't it? So the less will come in denominator and into 100. So difference between, now same if I take it as 32 and 80. Okay, this is 32 and this is 80. Okay, then difference between 80 and 32 is 48 again, divided by. Now less is, we should come in denominator. Less is 32 into 100. Okay, so this is 4 8s are 4 12s are. Okay, then 2 4s are 2 6s are 6 1s are 6 25s are. So 25 into 6 will be 150. So 80 is 150 times more than 32. Okay. So these things you can remember in one way. When percentage less is asked, the opposite of that, more will come in the denominator. Always difference will be in the numerator. When percentage less is asked, more will come in the denominator, and when percentage more is asked, less will come in the denominator. Okay. So these are the things how you can compare. Okay. When A is what percent of B is asked, you can use this A by B into 100. Now A is what percent less than B means the difference between A and B and divided by more into 100. Okay. Then if B is what percent more than A if it is asked, again take the difference between B and A and divided by, they are asking more, take less in the denominator, again into 100. Okay. These things will give you the answers. We'll see some few problems. So this comparison is very important when we are solving election based problems or population problems. Okay. They'll ask the candidate A, if two candidates A and B are contesting for an election, with how many percentage of votes did B won the election? Okay. So or the population of a country is, if the population of two countries are given, then what percentage of A's population is more than A? Like that also we will get questions. So in those type of questions, comparison is necessary. Okay. So we'll see some problems. Now, what is 40%? 40 is what percent of 90? So what we can do? A by B into 100, 40 by 90 into 100. Okay, 0 0 cancels. So now see here how again fraction will come into picture. Now it is 4 by 9 into 100. If you go on doing manually, what it will be? 4 into 100 will be 400 by 9. You have to go on dividing. Okay, this will consume a lot of time. But if you knew 1 by 9 is nothing but 11 1 by 9, 9 1 by 11, 11 1 by 9%. Okay, so 1 by 9, I know it is 11 1 by 9%. Okay, if I knew this, what will happen? If you multiply by 4 on LHS, you will get 4 by 9. Same if you have to multiply this side into 4. So directly you could have written 44 4 by 9 percentage. If you knew by heart on your tip of your tongue, if you knew that 1 by 9 is 11 1 by 9, directly when you see this, you could have written 44 4 by 9%. No need of dividing this. Directly you could have written this. Okay. Now we'll see one more problem. Okay, 40% is what percent less than 90? Okay, less than 90. So what we have to do? Take the difference. Difference between 40 and 90 is 50 divided by, less means more should be in denominator. More is 90 into 100. Okay, again 0 0 goes, so it is 5 by 9. 5 by 9 means same thing I told you all, 1 by 9 multiplied with 5 times. So multiply it with the RHS also. 1 by 9 is nothing but 11 1 by 9. So directly multiply with 5. So it will be 55 5 by 9 percentage. Directly by looking at the things you can write the answer. No need of dividing also. Okay. So if you knew this fraction that 1 by 9 is equal to 11 1 by 9%, directly you could have done. When you will get 5 by 9? By multiplying with 5, isn't it? So 5 by 9 is equal to, multiply here also, 11 into 5 is 59, and multiply with fraction also, 5 by 9%. Okay. No need of dividing also. This, if you do traditionally, it would have been 500 by 9, isn't it? So instead of doing that, you could have directly written 55 5 by 9%. Okay. We'll see one more problem. 90 is, same things we'll take. 90 is what percent more than 40? Okay. So we know first we have to take the difference. 90 and 40 difference is 50 divided by. Okay, when they are asking more, lesser number should be in denominator. Lesser is 40 into 100. Okay, 0 0 cancels. So 5 by 4. 5 by 4 means what? It comes in the multiple of 1 by 4. 1 by 4 means we know it is 25%. So into 5, isn't it? Here also into 5, that means 125%. If you knew the fraction 1 by 4 is 25%, directly you could have written, multiply this side also. When you will get 5 by 4? When you multiply with 5. So multiply this side also. So 5 into 25 is 125%. So don't divide it 500 by 4 and all that. Okay. So directly 90 is 125% more than 40. Okay. So thank you.
Homework.
So for homework, you'll find out 30% of 30% sorry 30 is what percent of 80. Okay, and the same values you can take for percentage more or percentage less also. Okay, percentage more and percentage less also, same values you can take. Okay, this is for homework. Thank you.